John chapter 19. We are on the 19th day of our 21-day fast, and today we pick up where Jesus is being sentenced to death. He's being held by the governor Pilate, and he's being put in front of the people to determine what is going to happen to him. And if you read the chapter 19, you'll see Pilate was very confused. Pilate was actually not just confused, he was frightened. He was scared because he knew who Jesus was, and he did not want to be the person who crucified Jesus, who allowed that to happen. But you see, the people, they were so demanding. The world was so judgmental. They wanted it done their way. And although Pilate might have saw God's way and understood maybe to a certain extent, the world and its pressure and its peer pressure was too great. The way he was viewed was too important to him. And so we see that in chapter 19, that Pilate fell under peer pressure. He fell under the pressure of the people. The people were screaming to crucify him. They yelled, "Crucify him, crucify your king." And so Pilate finally just says, you know what? Fine. Look, he says in verse 14, "Look, here's your king." "Away with him," they yelled. "Away with him, crucify him." Pilate said, "What? Crucify your king? We have no king but Caesar." The leading priest shouted back. Then Pilate turned Jesus over to them to be crucified. So they took Jesus away, carrying the cross by himself. He went to the place called Place of the Skull. There they nailed him to the cross. 2 others were crucified with him, one on either side, with Jesus between them. And Pilate posted a sign on the cross that read, "Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews." Today I want to encourage you that the people of this world who aren't followers of Christ, it's hard. There's people who want to see you and I fail. The world has so much pressure, so much peer pressure. But I want to encourage you to this, to say no to the world's way and say yes to God's way. Each day when you get up, say a prayer and say, "God, lead me the way you want me to go. Let me have the strength to always say no to the world and yes to you." It's not easy. We're not perfect. But I want to encourage you today to go his way. It's so worth it. He died for you and I. Have a great rest of the day, and remember, go God's way.